A shady businessman continues to rip off people across the Concho Valley. A downtown business is about to close its doors. Plus, how did a little trash story we did inspire the university? Find out. I'm Joe Hyde, and this is Live. This show is brought to you by Myers Drug Boutique. Whether you're traveling, partying, or working, Katie Loxton has a selection of bags that are made of vegan leather and can be personalized, giving you that extra luxury to your everyday style. Myers Boutique is the only spot in San Angelo where you can get these extremely fashionable bags, located at the corner of Chadbourne and Beauregard in the center of historic downtown San Angelo. You can shop there Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 2. For more, see MyersDrug.com. Starting off with the local news, a San Angelo area businessman is back in jail after he allegedly swindled $10,000 out of a victim. According to the Tom Green County Sheriff's Office, 30-year-old Jordan Velez was arrested in Runnels County yesterday on a felony warrant out of Tom Green County. Velez is accused of defrauding a customer out of $10,000 of equipment. He owns several businesses in San Angelo, including Viking Rental Service and JC Asset Management. In April of this year, Velez was arrested for selling 2 pieces of equipment over Facebook, you know, that shop and sell thing, and never delivering them to the customer. The victim had tried to contact Velez but was unsuccessful. This is Velez's 4th arrest for theft since April of this year. Speaking of arrests, a Midland police sergeant was picked up in San Angelo earlier this week for driving while intoxicated. Gage Smith was booked into the Tom Green County Detention Facility on Tuesday for driving while intoxicated with blood alcohol content greater than 0.15. Any blood alcohol content over 0.08 is considered legally impaired in Texas, so that puts Smith pretty much at the double the legal limit. He is released on a $5,000 bond. He got out of jail yesterday at 11 o'clock. The Midland Police Department has placed Smith on administrative leave, and his future with the department will be determined after their investigation. And we all know he's presumed innocent until he's proven he's guilty. Earlier this week, San Angelo Live received word from an outraged citizen that trash along Loop 306 on the south side of the city was ridiculous. We investigated and published a short little article about the trash. This spurred a group of Angelo State University students to do something. Students with the Angelo State University Community Outreach and Greek Life decided to clean up the mess left behind. This Saturday on August 27th, that's when they're going to start at 9:30 a.m. with students, mostly students. They'll be picking up the entire portion of the loop, and this is a long stretch of loop they're going to pick up. They're going to go from Foster Road near the DPS office all the way to the TLCA campus near the Bluffs next to Furniture Row. Students will clean up but are asking the public to help prevent littering by taking these steps. First, make sure your trash or load is secure in the bed of your pickup truck. Keep a litter bag inside your vehicle and make use of recycling bins. Remember, don't be lazy, care about our city, and pick up your own trash. A downtown coffee shop is closing its doors. According to their Facebook page, the Grind Brew and Cafe said, "It's been fun and a wild ride. As much as we love our coffee shop, it's time to say goodbye." The owners are looking for either sell the business as a whole or sell everything individually. Grind Brew and Coffee, located at 220 North Chadbourne, opened in March of this year, and their last day will be on September 16th, the 16. The shop's owners thanked everyone and said they would do this again, but only after they retire. Starting tomorrow night and throughout the rest of high school football season, San Angelo Live will be presenting 3 shows every Friday night. We'll have a pre-show, a halftime show, and an end-of-game show, and we call the entire series Cover One. It'll be sponsored by the Autoplex and also by All-American Chevrolet. The show will feature our picks, it'll have scores, it'll have live interviews of coaches, It'll have our analysis of the various games. We'll be picking winners and losers. But leading up to our Cover 1, our own James Bellini is going out to various high schools in the Concho Valley and finding out what their football programs are doing this year to win the game. So today, James Bellini was in Grape Creek talking with the Eagles. I'll pitch it to you, James.
This Friday kicks off high school football. Today we're talking about Grape Creek. The Eagles are looking to continue the success of last season. In the last game of 2021, a district championship hung in the balance. All Grape Creek had to do was win their game against Ingram Moore. Well, they put up 55 points on the Warriors, and the Eagles earned their first gold ball in school history. That success turned into a great offseason and even brought a basketball player out in the field. When asked about who stepped up this offseason, head coach Tanner Thiel said, "It's hard to single out one player. We have a great group of seniors this year." Players to watch out for are Cougar Jatan, Colton and Slade Walker, Colton Rumsey, and Tyler Gosnell, to name a few. The Eagles proved to themselves that they can win. Tomorrow, they will play Stanton to kick off their season. You can catch up on how the Eagles are doing tomorrow night when the Cover 1 crew gets back at it with a new format that includes 3 shows, a pregame show, a halftime show, and a postgame show, only on SanAngeloLive.com. When we come back, Yantis Green sits down with Bob Bluthart with Fort Concho. But first, here's a message from Jim Bass Ford in San Angelo.
Buying a new car or truck is a little different right now, but at Jim Bass Ford, we make it really easy. Just visit JimBassFord.com and you can order a vehicle just the way you want it. Color, trim level, equipment, and the list goes on. And when you order a new vehicle from Jim Bass, we'll even deliver it right to your door. So go to JimBassFord.com and start your order today, or visit us in person at the corner of Houston Hart and Arden Road.
And welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. Bob Bluthart with Fort Concho is here with us. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad you're back. There's a lot going on at Fort Concho. There always is.
We try.
And let's start out with, let's talk about the construction a little bit, because that's what people see when they drive by.
And we're glad they can see it. It's the reconstruction of barracks and mess halls 3 and 4. They are scheduled for full exterior completion, that is the building itself, by the end of October.
Okay.
Now, as anyone knows who has built a house, that's just the beginning. We have all sorts of permits to follow and inspections, and we're probably not going to be doing the moving of books and the furnishing until early next year. We have a little event coming up in December called Christmas at Old Fort Concho, and I think that's going to occupy our time for most of November and December. But exciting stuff. This is a $4 million project, all privately funded by 2 very generous anonymous donors here in San Angelo, and a $500,000 grant from the Area Foundation. So just good stuff, and we're very grateful to our donors.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic addition to the fort, and that doesn't leave you with much left to restore.
Well, yes and no. It's kind of like the old nursery rhyme about the woman who lived in her shoe. She had 27 children, didn't know what to do. Well, I don't have 27 children, but I have 27 buildings, and every single one of them needs something. You know, our motto at the fort is something breaks every day, and that's just the way it is. But no, in terms of major projects, it doesn't leave too much left in terms of reconstruction. But we have a lot on our plate for rehab, everything from plumbing and electrical. The roofs are good, thank you City Council, thank you insurance. The columns are being redone, the windows are good, all the outside stuff is good, but always a lot to do inside.
And you need those facilities because you have a long list of events that are coming
That's
up.
right. There's no point in having a first-class fort if you're not going to use it. And we have several events coming up. This Saturday from 10 to 3, we're hosting the Southwest Scouts Council event. Now, it's not our event. We're the gracious host, and we're happy to do it.
Okay.
And the Scouts and their organizers, delegates, and assistants and scouts will be out there by the dozens and hundreds, and they have all sorts of kids-friendly stuff. I think the police department's going to do a canine demonstration. I think some area fire departments will have some trucks out there, and there'll just be all sorts of things to get into, which will be noisy and messy, and what could be more fun for a 12-year-old kid. Free to all. It'll be on the east side of the fort. Just look for the tents and the teepees and all the muss and fuss, and that's where it'll be.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. It sounds like a good time. You also have a speaker series.
Another tradition, and this kind of shows you that fall is coming. I've noticed it's only been in the mid-90s. Where's my sweater?
Yeah.
And this is in September, so this will be all Wednesdays in September from noon to 1, lunch hour time. Bring your lunch, and we'll have some bottled water for you. And the topics are all regional history. We'll be talking about courthouses, conquistadors, the Seminole Negro Scouts, and some 19th century expeditions. And don't ask me which one is happening on which day, because all the titles are very long, but very interesting. Again, free to all in the Stables building on Flipper Street. COVID, unfortunately, is making a wee bit of a comeback, so we're going to socially distance the seats, and everyone can be clean, comfortable, and safe.
And so that's the speaker series, and of course you already mentioned Christmas at Old Fort Concho. So there's
Archaeology Fair.
There's an archaeology fair.
That's in late September. That'll be actually the 17th, and that's run in conjunction with National Museum Day. This is a great day for folks to get out. Not only will it be cooler, I'm not going to say cool, cooler than it is now, but all 6 of the city's museums and cultural sites will be free that day. That would be Miss Hattie's, the Art Museum, the Fort, the Railway Museum, the Nature Center, and the great museum at ASU, the Meyer Museum. Now, some of these have low admissions or are free anyway, but this is the one day, if you can do all 6 in a day, when by gum, this is the day to do it. And we'll have an archaeology fair and lots of kids stuff going on to make it fun.
That's been going on quite a while.
Oh, we've been doing this one about 20 years, and thanks to all the good volunteers in the Concho Valley Archaeology Society. In fact, they're having their meeting tonight since this is live. If you want to hear a good program, come to the Fort Commissary Building at 7 o'clock, and they do good work and have done hundreds of hours of volunteer service for us and Fort Chadburn and other sites across the great West Texas.
It's a fantastic service that the Archaeological Society does, particularly in the business of history.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, they've been working as volunteers with Fort Concho staff dating back to the late 1960s, and many of the reconstruction projects that we have successfully done their success is due in part to their pre-event work, because you can't rebuild a building till you know exactly where the foundation is and all the clues that are deep in the soil regarding the former building.
And that's miraculous, mysterious stuff to people like me. So it's great that there's folks out there.
It's an art and a science, and they know what they're doing, and it's been just a great relationship. And we'll probably have a small display of the barracks and mess hall project area that they did the digs on about 35 years ago.
Okay, great. It's so wonderful to have a National Historic Landmark in Fort Concho here in San Angelo. Bob, you've done a fantastic job. Is there anything that maybe I've forgotten or left out?
Oh, goodness. I think if I'm a cultural nonprofit manager, I have to beg for money. I think that's required in the contract. It is the tail end of our membership drive, so if folks want to get involved for $35, I'll make you a lieutenant, cheaper than West Point and probably more benefits. Go on our website at fortconcho.com or give us a call. It's 481-2646. And we'll get you signed up and send you all sorts of interesting things in the mail.
And there you have it. You can become a lieutenant
for $35. And if you're really feeling flush and you always wanted 4 stars, $5,000 will make you a full general.
$5,000 to become a general.
I'll salute you every day.
You can't beat a deal like that.
Nope. Don't do windows, though.
Yeah. Bob, thanks for coming. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll go back to the studio.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you, Bob Bluthart and Yantis. What a great interview. It's great to have things like Fort Concho, a historic monument right here in the middle, the center of San Angelo, Texas. This has been live stream news brought to you by San Angelo Live. We're live every day at 4 o'clock on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and of course on our website, sanangelolive.com. And we welcome you to join us every day. Now tomorrow we're going to mix it up a little bit because that's the start of the high school football season. And you know, this is West Texas and Friday Night Lights is important to everyone here. So that's what we'll be covering. We're going to have 3 shows, 3 live stream shows starting tomorrow. And it'll be every Friday night we'll do the 3 live stream shows. We call it Live Cover 1. The first show will be pregame, and then we'll have a halftime show with analysis from some of our best analysis guys like Ryan Chadwick and Isaiah Garcia out in Midland, Odessa. And we'll be covering some of the smaller schools too. At the end of the night at 10:30, we'll have the post game, and we'll be wrapping everything up with what the scores were, what the standings were, and things like that. So please join us tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch Live Cover 1. And until tomorrow at 4 o'clock, when we start with the news and we end with Cover 1 and the 3 shows, I'm Joe Hyde, and we'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock.